Then we walked from there across here, went in through that gate and headed way out to the end of that pine tree, more or less.
On the hill where the house is?
No,
no.
Over that way.
Oh, okay.
See? And from there, down into the Waiparri.
Once you crossed the Waiparri, the track, the Taupo track, went right up to the top of the ridge you can see from Matapara and followed it right through, all standing bush, right through until you come out on what they call the middle road. And Stan explains to Terry the cameraman how they lugged everything in.
All packed.
Packed?
Horse with the pack saddle on.
Oh, right.
Loaded.
So you had a horse?
And another hack. Riddell was riding the hack.
All right.
And the rest of us were walking.
Walking,
and we get a ride for a bit, and walk a bit, ride a bit, walk a bit. But I remember walking a lot from here to 8 miles.
Because you said one of your youngest sisters was, what, 13?
Biddy would have been about
13 months.
13 months.
13 months, something like that, your memory was?
Something like that.
So she'd be on the back of the horse somewhere, I suppose, most of the time.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Jump on.
And Mum was walking, was she?
Well, she had...
Sometimes.
Baby, yeah.
But she had Bob.
Yeah, you didn't have one of those things you hook in the front of you now or on your back.
No.
She did that to wrap him up.
Wrap him, yeah. Oh, yeah, he was just born, wasn't he? How old was he?
Well, it's hard to say. It could be 6 weeks, could be a little longer, but it's roughly that. Yeah.
He had to be carried in here.
The latter stage of their journey in is marked by a rimu tree up the middle or Waiparri road.
It was on the side of the Taupo track. The track came right through the bush, and that rimu was just on the side. And we come out from the rimu through the bush and down here and come out into open space, the only place where we saw daylight. The rest was all heavy bush.
Rimu tree was where you left the Taupo track, basically, was it?
No. The Taupo track still went to Taupo.
Yeah, no, but that's where you left it.
No, this is the same track. Went through here.
Oh, I see.
And straight up that ridge.
Where the fence line is now and the sheep are?
Yeah, straight up that ridge and over the ridge and carried on straight on to Taupo.
Oh, so you're still on the Taupo track.
Still on the Taupo track.
So when we get to the top of the hill, which we see in the camera shot, will that be looking down, if you're on that hill there now, would you be looking down on the land you went to?
Yep.
The other side of that hill brings you down to a little stepping waterfall on Ivy Johnston's property.
Yes, we come up the top of that hill where that tree is, come straight down through the bush to this track, the only place where you could ford this little stream. We forded it above the waterfall and continued across, and the track went straight up where this fence is today. And that led us straight up to where our clearing was.
At least that last stretch after the waterfall to across the road was level walking and brought them at last to their new home.
Righto, we come in from down there by that hay barn on this block of land which my father felled the tea tree. It was about 4 acres, and that was our only clearing. From all around about was standing bush, right round to up here to where we built our first slab warry. We fell the remo over the knob, carted the slabs down, and he built the first slab warry, or slab house, whichever you like. And the slabs was carried with myself and my mother, mostly. And my father done the building. He was the carpenter. Up the top of the hill here, it comes down. We get our water, fresh water. It comes down past here to our camp, which is in this paddock. 10 first pitched in the first place. We got our water from there, and we've followed down to the road down here and connected up with the Taupo track. The Taupo track carries on further on, right through to Taupo. And we just had our branch line up here.
It must have been very difficult for your mother to bring in a young baby, let alone one that was sick.
Well, you know,
when you look back and think it's just a black burn and a bit of green grass here, and then it's just like me going in the middle of that scrub there and cutting a hole and burning it, and you couldn't see anything. There was no road, and there was a track cut to the water hole, and we had to get the tent up, you see, and get a bit of cover. It just wandered away like kids in those days. If they went looking, well, they just liable to get lost. And you know, as you say, it's great to look back and think. Well, for me it is to look back and think. Well, you could see nothing. Only this 4 acres. There was no hill. You couldn't see over the top of the scrub. You couldn't see. You just see to the wall of scrub, and that was it.